challenge to you as teachers is to come in and bring that old style of teaching where you're caring for the students.
But when you do come in, don't lock yourself away. Get to know the people and the trust. There was only one young teacher that done that, and boy, he was the best here.
When teachers come in, they should mingle. They shouldn't be jammed up in the house. They should be joining the footy team or whatever. And we had some good teachers like that, and they got on really, really good, and everyone remembers their names. But the ones that hide away in the house, well, you got to mix. Don't be scared, you can't get hurt here.
It is amazing. I love these children here. I came, as I say, about 3.5 years ago now, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I was very daunted, and the kids were so welcoming, and they were loving, and they wanted to know everything about you. So I made this big slideshow saying, this is my family, this is my dog, this is where I'm from, and they just wanted to know more. And it was just beautiful to start working with them. Obviously, there was some behaviour when we got down to, no, this is learning now. But after the flexibility of us negotiating the curriculum to what would be what they would want to see out of their learning and what I would want to see, and we married it up, it was just wonderful.
Every single kid you're walking down the street, they'll wave to you, how you going, Mr. Hills? You know, we go on a walk pretty much every afternoon with our dog, and the kids are always wanting to come with us, so they're very friendly outside of school. They're very affectionate in school. They love the attention that you give them, so that coincides with the relationship building as well. But yeah, in the classroom they're a challenge because of a few issues surrounding their home life. They can lack sleep or lack food from the morning, so there's a lot of challenges around getting them settled in the classroom, ready to learn. But in saying that, it's very rewarding as well. You can really make a difference in the kid's life, so yeah, probably very rewarding coming out here to teach as well.
They're very, very standoffish to start because you're a new person, you're another person here, you're another unfamiliar face, so they do take a long time to warm to you. I think I'd say it took at least the first term for them to trust me that I was going to come every day and I was going to be there for you. So that was a big thing, but just kind of once you get them on board and once you get them believing in you and believing in themselves, they're just brilliant. They want to learn. They're saying things to each other like, you need to come to school every day, mate, because you're getting better every day. So they're speaking that to each other rather than just me telling them what's important and you need to come to school.
There's two things that I would be expecting people to be thinking about when they come to Woorabinda State School. The first one is about a belief in the children and their abilities at Woorabinda State School. A belief that the children at Woorabinda State School can learn and achieve at a rate as good or better than any other kid in this country. So that very strong belief in the children. I would want from you a desire to interact with community, to support them in supporting you, to improve things for their child. Probably the second thing is about high expectations. So for me, it's high expectations, high expectations, high expectations.
So the role of the master teacher is to support teachers in delivering best practice pedagogy. So we do coaching and mentoring and feedback and observations as well, and just having conversations with them to be reflective in their own practice. So to be an educator, we need to always be thinking about what we're doing and whether it's the best way that we can do things. So we help teachers just drawing out that reflection, asking them questions to see if they could do that again or next time they did that lesson, how they could do it better to ensure that those outcomes are met by the students.
Well, it is important for the teachers to get to know other people on community, such as there's the Woorabin Aboriginal Shire Council and their staff, and of course there is the state police. They have PLOs, the Aboriginal police, and there's also the Wajja teachers up at the high school, and maybe that might be good for the later learning with the grade 6, 7s, to work in with some of the teachers here. And I know that most of the mainstream teachers that come out to Woorabinda, some of them are first time on an Aboriginal community, and therefore it's a sort of a culture shock to them when they see an Aboriginal community full of Aboriginal people.
Our community has become a very peaceful and settled community after struggling through, issues of alcohol and drug abuse and domestic violence, where our parents have reached out and seen that they need their children to get the best of education. They are now starting to encourage their kids to go to school a lot better than it was 10 years ago. Although we're achieving that, we're still not achieving certain levels of maths, reading and writing as per the mainstream. The chance to get the best teachers we can to this community will help our kids achieve equal status as the rest of Australia.
Well, the expectation I'd like from the new teachers here that come to Woorabinda is mixing in with the community, going around and seeing parents about the children work, even taking samples of the children's work out into the community and along with the teacher aide, so that the teacher aide can break that barrier between the parent and the teacher.
It's important for the teachers to get to know the parents of our children, and some of our elders. They might have free time to come and meet with the teachers, new teachers, just to sit down and explain anything they need to know about our children.
When you live in a place like this, try to become the people, because you're going to teach their children. Become the people and then try and settle into the community. Not lock yourself away in your little cubby house. Nobody know you. Nobody know what you're going to do. We see you in the morning go past. In the afternoon you come past again. I don't know you.
So if you look at the medical history of Aboriginals, if they're deaf, well, they can't bloody hear. And so I think the schools got pretty good now, and they put headphones and speakers and that type of stuff, but we never had that before. And they wonder what was wrong with the kids, but because we've got a good medical team that go down and check them out, it'd be quite surprising how many kids have a hearing problem.
84% of our students suffer from fluctuating hearing loss and ear health issues. This means that on any given day, 84% of your students may be hearing impaired. All teachers need to become used to wearing a microphone and working with the sound amplification system to help our students hear. They also need to become comfortable with working with children wearing hearing hats or hearing aids.
Yeah.
Further challenges can be difficulty in accessing parents, but we have a CEC, a Community Education Officer, who will help us with that, and he will often take us to see the parents.
I go out to the parents and introduce the parents to the teachers, and if they got problems with their kids in the classroom, we just go and see the parent and have a good discussion.
Well, I did notice that the second you arrived at somebody's doorstep to talk about their student, they got on the back foot already, the parents did. They were worried that you were just going to be there to say that your child was naughty and you need to deal with it. So what I started to do was anytime a student did something positive, I would arrive at their doorstep and they'd be very tentative and they'd open the door and I'd say, no problems. I just wanted to let you know that your student was phenomenal today. And
I think it is definitely important to build a relationship. There's a lot of the parents that we have that have still got views about the school, that it's not a nice place that they don't want to return to. The only point I want to get to now in terms of interaction is positive. So I think if you knock on one of their doors, generally the parents think, oh my goodness, what has so-and-so done? But the next stage I want to get to is to knock on their door and say, look at what they're doing, you know.
Beautiful. Good shot. That's up. Y.
Teachers coming to Woorabinda will be engaged in at the explicit instruction pedagogy. The pedagogy is about what it says, being very explicit about what it is that we're teaching children, so that we ensure that what we think they're going to know is what they will know, and that we can then build on and develop those skills so that the children are able to achieve, as I said earlier, as well as any child at any school in the country.
The explicit teaching model that we use at Woorabinda is a framework to help us structure our lessons, to ensure that the students understand what we're doing. It's nice and clear, there's no surprises, they know where they're heading, they understand the ideas of the lesson, what they need to be doing at the beginning, so that they can then do that lesson successfully. So it just gives them a framework that's repetitive, that's done often, that they can get success in.
Well, we are a Fleming school and that's wonderful. So we're doing explicit instruction here at the moment and it is a fantastic structure. It's not anything different to what good teachers should be doing anyway, but I do find because it gives you that specific structure. So it starts with a warm-up, so it really gets the kids engaged, focused, which will only help with behaviour, and it gets their brains firing. So then we do the I do, where I'm showing the students the concept, we do, so we do it together, and then you do, so the students do it. So it's scaffolded and sequenced so that all students know. If we get to the we do and they're not sure, we can always go back to the I do. And then we finish with like a plough back, which is me reflecting, seeing where the students are at the moment. And that's what good teaching should be anyway, but it actually, sometimes I wouldn't get to the reflective process, which is so important, and especially in schools out here where a lot of the students, they fly under the radar, they pretend like they're doing the right thing and you have to keep an eye on them. So with explicit instruction, I can actually see the progression in the students. It is amazing. So they're all engaged and it makes me create really engaging learning activities. So from the very first second we start the lesson with the warm-up, the kids are actually focused, to the very last plough back.
Technology is great, the kids love it. We've got brand new computers just popped into the computer lab, so they're all working brilliantly. 40 iPads that are starting in circulation, so our classroom we're using our interactive whiteboard plus an iPad linked up to Apple TV, so the kids are really engaged with having that visual up there. And I think just generally, as long as it's within means, whatever you're asking for, it's there.
Well, obviously we have internet access and we have colour printers and we have access to different online websites that help us cater for the students. I'm actually the maths person, so if somebody needs something to do with maths, they always come to me and I put in an order through the principal and he orders it straight in.
Because it's generally, we've generally had one cohort per year level, so quite often you can tailor exactly what you need for your year level to be purchased through. So I guess rather instead of having 4 teachers on your year level, that 3 of them think you should have this and then your budget is gone there, it's you saying, this is what I need to teach these kids. And everyone's been brilliant in terms of, this is what I need to get my job done, and whatever you tell me you need, as long as you're ensuring that you're using it, then go for it.
successful teachers at Woorabinda love coming to class. They love teaching those children. They are excited when the children are making achievements, whether they be big or small. They're passionate about closing that gap. They want to be there and they want to see those kids succeed. So they're making learning fun, they're making it engaging, and they're challenging those children in a very supportive environment.
We are very lucky here with the amount of professional development we get, and obviously it's so important because these kids, they deserve the best and they deserve the latest and the cutting edge, the new information with explicit instruction, because it has been proven to work in so many different places, and in places like Woorabinda they've seen such success. It is just wonderful to be a part of it. So I've been to Mackay and I've seen how other schools do it up in Mackay. People have been to Melbourne, to Fleming schools. So constant PD, and we always talk about it in staff meetings. We talk about what explicit instruction is, what the principal's expectations of us are, and how we're going with it. So completely supportive, but we get access to a great amount of professional development.
The opportunities that teachers will get in terms of their own professional development at the school level will receive ongoing coaching from myself as principal. In terms of regional support, there's support around developing their skills and understandings in data collection and analysis, around curriculum development and implementation, differentiating the curriculum, and the opportunity to look at good practice in other schools across the region and across the state as explicit instruction rolls out across the state. So there's many opportunities within the school and in the broader education area for people to really develop.
The perception of coming out to somewhere like Woorabinda or another community is that, you know, obviously you're going to fall behind, and that the good schools on the Sunshine Coast or the good schools in Brisbane are doing this and this and this, and you're so far away from that you're not involved. I would say it's the complete opposite. If you come out here and you're ready to do whatever's thrown at you, there's huge amounts of PD, huge amounts of time that's given to us to try and be a leader as a school. I think the explicit instruction especially, I've been to Mackay for 2 days talking to John Fleming. I've been another 2 days with him at our school, another 2 days just gone at Mowra. And I'm sitting in on sessions with principals, deputies, HOCs, and I'm a classroom teacher sitting there alongside my boss, being a leader in the reforms that we're doing.
Woorabinda has a lot of support for teachers who come there, from the principal to my role in the coaching and mentoring role. We also have John Fleming, who comes up and visits the school. We have other experts in their field that come and work with us very closely.
Obviously it's not the perfect world out here. There are kids that are a challenge, but I think that set me up really well for the rest of my career. I think, you know, behaviour management, student relationship building is definitely something that I'll take away. On top of that, the HPE curriculum that I've been teaching, I've been able to build on that. So yeah, I think I've learnt quite a lot in the 3 years I've been out here.
Yeah, Woori is a wonderful location. I mean, at the very beginning when I was going through HR, I got offered Lockhart River and Woorabinda, and all I had to do was Google map it to realise that Woorabinda, hour and a half into Rocky. So, you know, every fortnight we tend to go into Rocky. You've got cinemas there, you've got huge shopping centres all in one area. So we go to Rocky a fair bit, you know, Woolworths are there and things like that. We, last weekend, my partner and I went to the resort in Yeppoon and just stayed by the beach, and you've got facilities like you've got a golf course and you've got beautiful lagoon pools. So that's only 2 hours away. It's about another half an hour onto Rocky.
I think in terms of services, it's absolutely incredible out here. The other day I had a spot on my eye and there's 2 nurses out the front popping in and they're telling me to go down to the hospital and this and that. So I think if you can remember that there's a very well-equipped hospital out here with very good staff, that's one huge point. I think the other is there is a shop out here, so there's stories of, oh, if you forgot this at the shop, then it's your life's over because you forgot your milk. So there's a shop here that maybe it's another 20 cents more than Woolies, but it's not such a big deal. And the other thing is, I think we're just so close to major centres and to activities that, yes, come Friday, a break is lovely from Woorabinda, and there is a lot of places that you can, within a 2-hour drive, easily get to.
We've got Barella, which is about 30 minutes away. Every Thursday night I play tennis with the Barella people and a few of the teachers here, so we like that. In the off season there's always netball there.
We came out here with our van that we had at home, so we've got a bed set up in the van, so if just come Friday afternoon it's just a little bit too much out here, we just pack up the van, drive down to Yeppoon, 2 hours later you're having a glass of wine on the beach, so yeah.
In terms of location, I wouldn't say it's remote at all. It's fantastic. And driving back to Brisbane, it takes me to get to Redcliffe where my family are about 9 hours. The road's perfect, you know, there's no problems with big trucks, there's always overtaking lanes. Also, Rockhampton's got a huge airport. The flights are about $60 if you get a really good deal. So even if you want to leave here at 3:30 on a Friday afternoon, catch a 7 o'clock flight, by 8 o'clock you're in Brisbane, and you can just do the same on Sunday. It's just wonderful. It is not remote at all.
Yeah, well, certainly some of the benefits out here are definitely housing. You know, you've got the Ed Queensland housing, which is depending on your situation, whether you come out as a single or a couple, basically. But it's, you know, the rent's cheap, so you can definitely save some money out here. So that's a big positive. My partner and I, we've come out for 3 years and we've been able to save enough for a home loan, so that's been a big positive for us. You know, you can have all the luxuries at home. You know, there's no problems with TV reception. If you come out here, as long as you're on Telstra, you get, you know, perfect reception. Internet, you know, it's all there for you, so it's not like you're in the middle of nowhere with, you know, with nothing to do. You know, there's all the gadgets that you get in the city as well.
And no matter what the social issues are, you will make sure our kids are taught the best of education.
Previously, years ago, some of the teachers didn't mix with community people, and therefore they had, needless to say, nothing worked. So, but now there have been some programs where even on the weekends, like our sporting teacher, Mr. Hill, he takes some of the kids on football Saturdays. This is in his own times. And a lot of the biggest mob of kids and some of the parents come along, they really have a good time on a Saturday. I know, because some of the bus drivers.
I'm really passionate at seeing these kids achieve, breaking out of the cycle of poverty and knowing that the world is their oyster and that their support and ensuring that the teaching practice is you know, the best that it can be in that school, and making sure that those children are exposed to you know, the best that education can give them, so that they can then go on and feel confident to achieve whatever they want to achieve in their life.
The first advice I would give is to go to the elders of the community first, and to sit down with them and to learn of the past of Woorabinda, how it was compared to how it is today.
When you understand Aboriginal history or island history, you'll feel a bit better, because your world's starting to come together with us. And if you don't know it, don't be afraid to ask, and we will tell them. We will tell them. We'll be proud to tell the history of Woorabinda.
I say do it. If you're thinking about it, you need to do it. But you need to be prepared that it's just not all roses. It's not an easy school. There's lots of challenges. So I think with that, you need to talk to the people that are here. Be realistic. The place is tough. But at the end of the day, as we say, the location of Woorabinda and the community here and the kids here, they will become like your second family while you're here.